Hey, you guys want to hear a local story?
What story?
The Underground Village.
Sounds familiar.
Well, we got enough. Well, we got nothing better to do.
So this story is about a village, actually not too far away from here. It's about a day's walk or so. So the story actually starts before the Great War. And the village, even then, was actually quite small. So everyone knew each other and were all great friends. When the Great War happened, the village was relatively safe from the bombs since it wasn't even near any targets. All the villagers stayed inside their homes for about 2 or so weeks. They thought it was just gonna blow over and the military or National Guard or police or whoever would come over and then help them after and rebuild society. After a few more weeks, they realized that things were never actually gonna be normal again. It would take multiple days for the villagers to start organizing. I guess you can call it a sort of a survival strategy. They started scavenging other nearby villages since most of them were abandoned. And there was pretty much no trace where the previous tenants or previous owners of the houses, you know what I mean, no one knew where they went. One of the villages wasn't abandoned. When the group approached it, they saw that a few of the families looked like they banded together and killed the rest, organizing one of the first raider groups. All of them immediately ran back to the village and warned what was happening, basically. Everyone was scared, thinking that they were going to be next. So the first idea was to organize a militia, which they did. And fortunately, they actually had quite a few weapons they could actually use and homemade some armor. One of the ideas was also to build a sort of an underground tunnel to use as storage and as an area where they could hide in case, well, basically in the worst case scenario. After a few hours of debating, it was decided that 8 of them would be a part of the militia, while the rest focus on farming, construction, and other menial tasks. For many months, nothing happened. The tunnels were mostly built and the militia was actually quite well organized and trained daily. Though one of the militants noticed that the raider group was approaching the village with weapons, about 20 of them, somewhat armed with handguns, shotguns, revolvers. A few of them had like knives and other homemade melee weapons. Everyone was quickly warned and the militia prepared to fight, while the rest took as much as they could and hid the tunnels. The militants took a position in the tree line and opened fire on the raiders. Immediately, 4 of the raiders were taken out. The rest, the ones with the melee weapons, immediately charged the tree line but were quickly gunned down. And the ones who fired back did not last long at all. After a long firefight, the raiders were obviously defeated, although 3 of the militants died in the firefight. After the event, it was decided that the village would not welcome outsiders as they viewed them as a threat. Many years passed and the tunnels became so large that most of them decided to just live underground. After many decades, they started sending out scouts in the area to see if anyone else remained and what was going on in the area, basically. The scouts found a few settlements, and after many years of stalking and just debating what they should do, they finally had a change of heart and decided to welcome the outsiders, though under very strict rules. Many years have passed, and the area would become known as a marketplace for food and a stop for a lot of caravans. But only the residents are allowed in the underground tunnels. Some say that the underground is like a luxurious hotel with all the luxuries and riches a man can imagine. Some say it's something a lot more sinister. But in actual reality, they're just using it for storage.
Interesting.
Since it's not too far from here, how about we pay a little visit?
Sure, why not?
Not too bad of an idea. Let's find out the truth. We're dead.